Hey folks, I've been asked a few times to show how to do things in Affinity for people who've never used it before. Um, I don't think it's too hard, but here it is. This is a blank Affinity Publisher 2 thing. Here's a template I've created that I can use. I keep it super duper basic. It's really just the right size for a letter. It's got a couple columns. Doesn't even have bleed or anything like that. We're going to close out of it. Make a new file. So new. You can just pick letter if you're doing like a full-size thing. We'll try to make a zine, kind of. We'll base it off of A5, just not quite the same. So 5 by 5, 8.5. I have to change it to inches. 300 DPI is what you need to have for printing. You can go lower for online stuff, but it's going to look choppy when printing. I've set it to 20 pages, so it's defaulting at that. Really, the first two are the cover page, and then like the backside of the cover page, which is depending. You can print stuff on it through some publishers, but it very well may just be blank. And the back page is going to be the same. The very last one's going to be the back cover with a blank other side of that. So really 20 pages means 16 actual pages of interior content. Color, RGB is for computers. CMYK is for printing. So let's change it to that. I have this color profile. I got it off of TTRPGs website because that's what they ask you to use if you're trying to do print on demand through them. It also works quite well in my experience for other websites. Mix them, going print through them. Our page has built-in margins. It automatically did them. Let's turn that on so that all our margins are going to be the same. I'm actually going to make it just 1/2 inch margins, give myself a little bit more room. And really, I've never had an issue with 1/2 inch not being enough. Bleed, a lot of websites, mix them, TTRPG, they're going to tell you 1/8 of an inch is what you need on all sides, or maybe not all, but TTRPG doesn't want any bleed on the inner edge, but Mix'em does. So you're going to have variations through your different printers. Anyway, so create. Here we go. We've got 20 lovely pages. But the first thing to do is not copy in your wonderful manuscript. It's to get your master sorted. We are going to use the frame text tool to start with. And right at the corners of our margins, which is easy because we have that little magnet icon pushed down. Normally it's pushed down. That'll snap right to the edges. And make one on the left, one on the right. We're going to click this little guy, link them so they automatically link over here. You can see that's done. That said, they are not going to link from right to left like that automatically because we didn't tell our master to do so. That's okay. Sometimes you don't want it to. I'm doing layout one page at a time, so that's right. Next thing we're going to hop to is getting footers so that we can have page numbers. So we start with the section manager. We're going to make 3 sections. You can probably really just do 2. I'm going to tell the third one to start at the second to last page, that blank interior page. And I'm going to tell the second one to start on the third page, our first proper normal page. And we're going to make sure to click restart page numbering at 1. There we go. But that didn't get us page numbers. That just set it up so that we could. So again, we're back at the master. You have to make a little text box down here. Grab it, snap it right to the center. I want to align it in the center, line it vertically. Then we go over to text, insert. You can insert a whole lot of things in here. It's not letting me insert a darn thing now, is it? That's because I've grabbed the box. I'm not in it. I have to be where text wants to be. Now that I am in it, we can insert page number. Now we got it on the left pages. Copy, paste, drag our pasted version over to the right. Now we got them. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We don't want that. We actually don't really care about it at all on this page because we're going to stick a cover. So let's just do that. This toggles visibility. Let's take it off for here. We are going to want to do it over here as well. Oh, but we have to do it to the whole master, not it. Not just the left side. Well, right click, edit detached. And if you grab that, it'll show you exactly which one it is. You can just toggle the visibility on that. We can also unconnect it because we don't want that to happen. So here we are. We're pretty ready, and change the bolded, change your font if you want. A off slab one. I like that one for some stuff. Ipsum lorem. Ipsum lorem. Is that how you spell ipsum lorem? I think so. A little space at the end. Copy paste. Let's get a whole lot of text. Yeah, bleed it over. Okay, so we got that. If I decided that I wanted to change it all, this is where character styles are going to come in. No style is applied right now, but you can see we have a number of styles that do kind of default into here. And if I wanted, let's say, usually DCC, per the Goodman Games website, it's going to use book antiqua for body text. It's going to be 10-point font, as I recall. We could create a new style, name it DCC body. These are not always going to carry over from document to document. It's going to assume that you're not doing the exact same thing. So one way that you can also accomplish that after you've been at it for a little while, see, this says DCC body plus, so it's a little altered. I'm just going to copy a single word, paste it. Okay, I don't really want it there, but let's put it here. Heard. The word is pasted here. So the style of DCC body has entered. Now we can make it all that. This one, that one I told it to be 11.5. Let's shrink it down to 10. There we go. Now, that said, now it's at 10. It's DCC body plus. Let's update things. How do we do that? We're going to highlight that. Where are text styles? We went under text style, update paragraph style. We've updated the style. Now it's not a modified version of DCC body. It is DCC body. That's wonderful. So next, you're going to also want to make one for your headers as well. Usually you're going to be sticking to just a few different ones, header, body, and a couple variations on that. We are next going to go over and, hey, let's get an image. Oh, did we stick it somewhere we didn't want to? We sure did, because we were selected, accidentally stuck it in here. I Control Z, and it's gone now, so you don't see it. That's because I had my mouse clicked inside that. Make sure you're not clicked inside a text box when you're trying to add an image. Let's do another one now. Wham bam. This image is a little small for a Z now, isn't it? So, center it, get it looking nice. I'm not really sure, that this is going to make the printer happy. These two lines are the bleed, but they really kind of have a secret interior bleed. The 1/8 of an inch that goes in, they're going to say, hey, don't put important stuff there unless you're okay with it being chopped up. So let's do that. That's going to be about right. Not chop over there, not chop over here. So, and that's why we chose this as an example. Next, I could just throw in another image over here. I'm going to get an image ready. So I grab the circle icon over there. This is the ellipsis frame text. I'm going to hold down Shift. Shift is going to make sure it stays a perfect circle. And but we can make it weird if we want. So perfect circle here, an X. Let's pick another picture. Who are we going to bring in? I've got a fun one for us. If I can find it. Where do these things go? Here we are. Who is that? Well, we can shrink him down over here. We can also grab this, expand or shrink. It's the king in yellow. You can see that by shrinking him down, I'm increasing the DPI of the total image. I don't like having the lorem behind it, so you can also see I can turn him. That was me turning him. I also turned the whole circle. Looks about the same right now, but different images, it'll look different. I want that text to not be behind him. I'm going to have a wrap outline. I just hit this button, and bam, that's what happens. Let's drag it around. Just dragging the wrap. Didn't want to do that. Let's make sure I'm dragging the whole thing. There we go. Now it's right in the middle. That's where the king's supposed to be, right? Shrink him back down. Shrink, 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 shrink. There we go. go back up here and show our wrap settings, edit the wrap outline. Oh, I was clicking it, but the box was appearing on one of my different screens. So here's none. That's what it defaults as. I usually like tight, and we're going to add, that's not too much room around it. At, 0.2. We can make sure they all are at 0.1. That looks all right. Let's keep it like that. Again, you can move around. Sometimes, though, you'll have a problem. Like if you put it right at the bottom, it'll push the text that is your little page number around. Solve that. One little trick you can do: you right-click on the box, not the text itself, and you convert to curves. It won't automatically update if you, drag this page somewhere else. Hey, it still says 1, even though it's not anymore. But it's not technically any kind of text anymore. It's a curve. So it's way around. We're done with that. Another fun thing, tables. That's also why I have this open. I'm sorry, folks. I don't know how to create a table. You will have to Google that. I just copy and paste tables. I've always copy and pasted a table. Someone gave me a file that had a table in it. That table has been copy and pasted ever since. And they're a little hard to copy and paste into from outside documents as well. I usually have to do it one cell at a time. I'm sure there's a better way. I just don't know it. But you can see, you can do all sorts of stuff in here. It copies the format of the one above it, so we can just delete the text and do something like that. I have this black because the cell is black. I wanted the cell to be red. We can change colors here. You can do some cool striping. If you highlight all of them, you can tell it auto-fit rows contents. They'll shrink down because there's not much there. Add a bunch of ipsum lorem. It'll do that. It's auto-fitting. You can also evenly distribute. If you want them to look like that. Let's evenly distribute these up here. You can see all the same size now. So that's some good stuff you can do with tables. I apologize for not being able to show anything better than that. One other good thing you can do, and right-click, insert hyperlink to a URL, email, page. Hey, hyperlink your pages, folks. If you reference a table, hyperlink that reference to the page it's on. We can also anchor it, and anchor is bookmarking. You want to change this to, whatever the specific bookmark is, map of adventure, that kind of thing. So that's good stuff for you to do. Another thing to show off, the resource manager. Open the window, and there's another way you can get to section manager. Resource manager, drag it back over here. It's going to show you all the different pictures that you have inside. You can locate them in the document. It'll take you right to them. It'll show their DPI, file type, where they are. That is kind of all of the basics. All right, and I found out what I was looking for. It's changed in Affinity too. We're going to go to Window, References. You can find some interesting stuff, but Anchor, or not Anchor, Fields. Field, the title is what you want to check out. When this is open in a tab in Adobe Reader or whatever, this is what the title is going to say there. You're going to want to change that most of all. All right, then go over to File. I'm sure you've saved your document many, many times by this point. Export. Probably going to export as PDF. That makes sense for just about everything. It's going to come with a few presets, digital small size. I like upping that a little bit. 144, you're going to get better pictures coming out of there. Less than that, they look pretty pixelated. I use TTRPG Interior for most of my print files, or some version of it. You may be wanting to export as all pages, very likely, instead of all spreads. The advanced settings are just stuff off of the drive-through-RPG quick specifications for print books part, so I'm not going to go over that. You can find it very well documented online and tweak it for whatever needs you have. Next, you'll hit export, give it a file name, and have it save wherever you want it to be saved to. That is really all there is to it. So have at it, y'all. Hope this was helpful. And hit me in the comments with what more that might need to be shown, and I'll do my best to follow it up at some point. No promises.